Jai Guruji, Namaste Guruji. In reverence, I bow to my Guru's lotus feet. And I pray to him always that may I always be at his lotus feet. A big hello to all the Sangat who's listening and to everyone. So to be in Guruji's Sharan, that means the moment he takes us into his fold, of course, we go to him only when he wants us to be in his fold. And that moment is the most blessed moment in life, because from there, a new journey starts in life, where you are under his grace. Every moment, he's watching over us and he's tuning our life the way what is best for us. So like I always felt from the day he took me in his fold, that he's that big magnet, that huge, powerful magnet. And we are, those pins which are scattered all over. And when we connect to him, he aligns our life in a straight line, the way our life should be. So I will share with you my blessings, which Guruji has bestowed on me after taking over my life. A lot of gratitude that he thought, we were worthy of coming in his grace. So I'm talking about the first satsang I attended. It was his grace. And I think it was his planning. Because when he was physically there, he mentioned to one of his very beloved Sangat that her next house will be in the area where I'm living now, in Delhi. We rebuilt this house, and one flat we had given to the builder. And as it had to be as per his, grace to her, that she bought the flat where we are today, the building, and Anita Kumar, that is, and she's in this building. And Anita Kumar started having satsangs. She invited me for the satsangs. Initially, a couple of times I did not go because I was in Buddhism. I was in a different path spiritually. And I didn't know about Guruji at all. I didn't know, what actually a guru meant in your life. But when she invited me for the third time, I went with this feeling that now I know her. We sit and we have coffee. So I'll go up for some time and I'll get my blessed food, which we call prasad, and I'll come back. So I remember the moment I stepped in, the feeling I got that moment is what I get every time I walk into a satsang. Satsang is a group of people with the same mindset where we sit together and we meditate. And that is where the blessing flows. So what we see here, Guruji's Gaddi is his seat. Guruji had said, as and when there will be a satsang, whether it is even 2 people sitting or as many as Sangat sitting, he will be present there. And we all feel his presence. We feel the vibrations. So the moment I had stepped in that day, that is what I felt. It was like, like I said, he was that magnet that had pulled me to him. I sat down and those 15 minutes turned into 2 hours, which I sat in his grace. And he was filling me with his love. I had lost my mother a couple of years prior to that. And there was a void. And that day I felt that he was filling me up with his love, what a parent gives you. So I sat throughout the satsang. I had my langar prasad. Now, langar prasad is blessed food, which we offer to Guruji, and he blesses it. And once it is blessed, it becomes our medicine. And this is what he said, that I am leaving the Shabad Bani, which we listen to, which is our Guru's words, our blessings, to the Satsang, where we sit and listen to the sharing of the blessings which Guruji has given us, what I'm sharing with you now. And of course, the prasad which we consume. So I had my prasad that day. And when the sharing started, I just could not believe it. I said, how is it possible that God has come to earth? Because the journey had been different. Of course, it's been a spiritual journey, connect to God, prayer in different ways, follow a lot of rituals. And this was always there in the family, whether it was my parents, my grandparents. But I think it is their blessings also and Guruji's grace that he takes us in his fold. That day I went back home, very restless. I could not sleep the whole night. In the morning, I called Anita Kumar and I said, I want to know more about Guruji. So we sat together. She shared her journey, a beautiful journey where Guruji had given her a new life and healed her totally. I understood something I did not, but it's a journey with Guruji. So in time, you understand that who a guru is, which I did not know. First, you understand him, that he is a guru. Guru means a very elevated soul. Then you understand that in the form of guru, he is actually God. And from God, he makes you understand that he is that power who controls the entire universe. Each and every thing, every person, every living being, he is micromanaging everything. He controls the sun, he controls the moon, he controls the weather. It's a journey, and in this journey, he makes you realize everything. And that is what our guru is. Today, whatever I'm sharing with you, I know it's not me. I know it is him behind me. So the day when Anita shared about Guruji with me, when I was leaving, she asked me, would I like to attend a satsang in the evening? I said yes, because I wanted to know so much about Guruji, or rather he wanted me to come to him. And from that day, my journey started with him, where I would get a message, satsang at 5. Anita would keep messaging me, satsang at 6, Bade Mandir, Chote Mandir. These are the temples which we have in Delhi. And Bade Mandir is a place where Guruji Maharaj has made for us, all Sangat, for all the people, for their blessings. And he has put so much power that it is the most powerful place, I would say, on this earth, because nowhere else you get so many blessings that you get over there. Now, I'd like to mention that the time when I attended my first satsang, I had a lot of health issues. My main health issue was that I had excruciating pain in my knees, in my shoulders. I used to be on 3-4 painkillers a day, to the extent that I had to actually, I had to think before I even stood up, got onto my feet, because the thought that it would pain me so much really used to put me back. And the first step that I would take would hurt me so much. So that was the phase I was in. I had terrible shoulder pains also. I had been to many doctors, many surgeons, and there was the only thing which they would tell me is, you have to get a surgery done for your shoulders, for your knees. Whether you want to get it done now or after 2 months, it depends how much you are able to bear. Now, with continuously going to Guruji, those next 2.5 months, what was I doing? I was going for the satsang. I was listening to the Shabad Bani. I was eating my prasad. I was listening to satsang sharing. So these are the 3 blessings which he has left for us. And not knowing what is actually happening, maybe after a period of about 2 months, I was in Bade Mandir, where I realized it was a realization, and this realization he gave me, sudden realization that I have not been eating my painkillers for the last few weeks. That day, I just folded my hands with so much gratitude. I told Guruji, I said, Guruji, would I ever in this lifetime be able to bow to you on my knees? Because that was something impossible. That was what I told him from my heart. That night, in my dreams, I'm where I'm in a satsang, where his gaddi is. A hand comes and in slow motion makes me bow on my knees to Guruji. Next day, when I'm in Bade Mandir, not knowing what is happening, I'm on my knees. So that was his grace. A lot of shukrana to Guruji that it happened like that. And after 2 days, he gives me his first Swapan Darshan. That means in my dreams, he came in my dreams. And like Guruji Maharaj said, that my dreams are not just dreams. They are actually his presence in your life. So he comes in my dreams. It's a big terrace. It's zigzag. It's not straight. And he's walking ahead and looking at the back, whether I'm following him or not. His blessings from that day, that I think 90% or 95% of the pain he removed from my knees, from my shoulders. Today, where I could not even, take a step up, I can walk 100, 150, 200, wherever I go, where the steps are there, with ease. I can walk as much as I like, with ease, without the pain. So this is totally his grace. Guruji Maharaj had said that when I take you in my fold, first I give you life, then I give you health, and then I give you whatever is needed in your life. We don't need to ask him for anything. He knows exactly what we need. And he sees that everything, whatever we need, comes in the order he wants. So Guruji Maharaj gave me this health where I could move around freely without any pain. So the journey starts from there, where he blesses you. And after that, there is no looking back at his blessings. So what I shared with you right now was how physically he healed me. Coming under Guruji's fold not only changes us, he gives us the blessings physically, but it is at every level. Because finally we realize, and this realization is again his grace, that it is not our physical journey on this earth, it is the journey of our soul. And when we come under his grace, our soul connects to divinity. And when our soul connects to divinity, the shift, the transformation, the reason why we are born, that journey starts with him. And there is a lot of realization, and gradually you realize that everything is changing within you and outside you. Within us, whatever drawbacks in life we have, he gives us the grace of trying to improve us. And whatever is external, he controls that also. There are a lot of people which we don't even realize are not needed in our life. Maybe with them, a lot of negativity is created. So gradually, they go out of your life, and he gives you people in your life, who give you positivity, and you give you that space for your own growth of your own soul. I will share with you how he actually cleansed my soul, the pain that was at that level. So my younger sister had passed about maybe 8 to 10 years prior to my coming into his grace. And as sisters, we often would fight. We often would, make up, and then like the bonding between siblings. So I remember one day we had a fight, and I think we were too nasty to each other. But then that went away, and we were again back to the love that siblings have. But when I lost her, whenever I would think of her, it was that point of whatever I said to her would hurt me so much that I would keep telling myself, keep talking to myself, why did I even say that to her? I don't know why. It was that. Maybe it was at a very deeper level, so that every time I would think it would be that. And in COVID times, well, it was a tough time for everyone. But I would say for some of us, it was the best time, because that was the time where it was only us and Guruji. We would sit with him, pray, talk to him, listen to his shabads, listen to a lot of satsangs, which was being shared that time online, because that had become a routine of life 24/7 with him. And there were a lot of things, I think everybody must have felt that, who have not met Guruji in his physical form, that, wish we could have spoken to you, we would have touched your lotus feet. So he knows, and he knows the right time when everything has to be done. So one night in my dream, I see my father, my mother. I have lost both of them prior to coming into Guruji's fold. My younger sister, who again I had lost. Four of us are in a house, and I know my parents have never met Guruji. And I don't think they knew about Guruji, as I never heard from them. My father suddenly says, Guruji is coming. And I see that Guruji is walking in, and I see a chair, and I tell Guruji, please sit down. So Guruji sits on that chair. He's in a beautiful white robe. I see a garland of flowers lying just next to him. I pick it up and I put it on his lotus feet. And the moment my fingers have the touch of his feet, it was as though, it was as though 1,000 volts had hit my body. That's what I felt that moment. It was electrifying. Then he looks at me and pointing at my sister, he says, so you trouble her? I said, no, Guruji. He says, okay. Very sweetly, he smiles and he says, okay. And that was the dream. Now, what happens? Firstly, he showed me his presence, which is huge. Thank you, Guruji. Then he shows me that my entire family is with him. Because I used to wonder many times, where are they? Where are they? So the realization he gave me is they are in his fold. He spoke to me, which I've always thought, I would like to have a conversation with Guruji. Even that short conversation was as many conversations as one can feel, because that one word is good enough to know that he knows and he acknowledges you. And then I got to touch his lotus feet. So many things happened. And from that day, whenever I think about my sister, nothing hurts me. So he has removed that from your soul level also. So that is what Guruji does. He knows what you need and when you need. Timing is always his. So after I had attended my first satsang, and with Guruji's grace, he gave me the health. I had my first satsang on 14th Feb. It so happened that we were sitting together, Anita and me, and she just asked me very casually, because nothing is casual, we understand later. It is all Guruji's doing. It is December, and she says, should I have a satsang on 14th Feb? So this is, why should she be asking me that 2 months prior? So I just said, let's have it at my place. Because 14th Feb is my parents' anniversary. She said, are you sure? I said, yes. I said, but I've never had a satsang before, so you have to help me out. But then with his grace, everything was organized. I had my first satsang at home. And I remember being told that you just sit at his lotus feet, the rest all will be taken care. That is exactly what I did. And I think after 15, 20 minutes, I was sitting listening to the Shabads with my eyes closed. There is such a strong smell of roses. And it is so intoxicating. I just opened my eyes and I looked at who is wearing such a strong perfume and who has come into the room. And I see nobody additional who has been, who has joined in. I don't see any roses. And it was so difficult to breathe. I still remember that moment. And I didn't know that this is Guruji's blessings. It is his fragrance, which that time I did not know. So later on, when I shared, I was told that he had come and blessed. So his blessings come in various forms. Like I said, he knows how to bless, where to bless. So thank you, Guruji, for that too. Guruji's darbar is his darbar, which he makes himself where he wants to be stationed, where he wants to be and bless people around. Because he would say that if one person comes to me, I not only bless his family, I bless people all around. So Guruji made his darbar in COVID times in 2020, just a day before the COVID. We had a small satsang, in the sense we were about 3, 4 people sitting, meditating. And next day we had the lockdown. So Guruji's Gadi is the seat where he sits, was there. And gradually he positioned himself wherever he wanted to be, and that's where he is today. We call him Maharaj, that means king, and he's the king of the universe. A lot of satsang started happening with his grace. Every Monday, every Thursday, we would have satsang. So many people have connected. That is his way, calling people to him, blessing them. And that's what Guruji Maharaj said. He said, whatever blessings you have received, share your journey so that they too can be on this path and connect to him. So when we talk about connecting to him, it means what Guruji had said, make your direct connections with me. Direct connections mean soul connection with divinity. Sit down, meditate, connect to him. And he would say, speak to my, we call his photograph Swarup, which means it is him, because he's nowhere. He hasn't gone anywhere. Physically, he's not here, but otherwise he's with us. Speak to me. Whatever is in your heart, just talk to me. Empty yourself. It's only when we empty ourselves that he can fill us up with whatever is needed, his love, his grace, his blessings. There are no mediators. Like when we have our parents, we don't need a mediator to talk to them. Similarly, we don't need any mediators to talk to him. Once we make a connection, he takes over our lives. So I will share with you this incident where even before we know what we are going to say to him, he knows, and he knows how to bless you. So it was in COVID that time when we would go to Bade Mandir. There was a limitation of people entering it. So we had to we had to apply online, and we would get the time slot to be able to visit it. So on Saturdays, it was twice a week. If I remember correctly, it would be a Monday or a Wednesday. So there was no darshans, that is going to his temple and getting his blessings on a Saturday. And that month, my birthday was on a Saturday. So I said, okay, we'll go to the temple, and from outside, we will just bow to him, take his blessings, and come. Because Guruji had said that Bade Mandir is so powerful. He has left so much power over there that even if you bow to him from outside, pray to him from even outside the temple, his blessings are with us. So very often in COVID, we would do that. Go to the temple, from outside, we would bow to him, talk to him, and come back. Just 2 days before, we get the message that Saturdays it will be open. And I was very happy about it, that I could go in for my blessings. We 3, 4 friends planned to go there together. And just when I was leaving, a couple of days prior to that, I had picked up a packet of chocolates, which I never do, because I don't think I've ever bought chocolates in India. So I had picked up a packet and I kept it on my sideboard, not knowing why. But then you understand why that happened. So when I was leaving for Bade Mandir, I just picked up the packet of chocolate and I put it in my jacket pocket, because it's winters, you're wearing a jacket. And I go to Bade Mandir. I just tell Guruji, Guruji, I've got chocolates for you. Please have it. And if you have accepted it, I hope some Sangat will give me a chocolate. Now, it was such a childish thing to say to Guruji. But then we are children at any age, we are his children. So I take my blessings, and when I come out of the temple, I'm looking left and right. Then would somebody give me a chocolate? COVID times, nobody would interact. Finally, we all sat in the car to leave together. I was sitting in the front seat. And I just, in my mind, told Guruji, I'm so sorry, Guruji. How childish I was. No. It is cancelled. Your blessings are anywhere there. And I was just thinking that when my friend from the back says, Versha, I said, yes, take the chocolate. And I got goosebumps. I just turned around and I asked her. I said, how come you are giving me a chocolate? She says, I don't know. When I was leaving the house, I saw a chocolate lying there. I just picked it up and I just offered it to you. So to say that nothing is in our hands, everything is planned by him. He knows what is in your heart. He knows how he has to bless you. So just taking this a little further of how he blesses you when he wants to. Very recently, about a couple of months back, I was in New Zealand. I had reached Christchurch at about 5 in the evening, and I decided to go for a walk in the city and have my dinner and come back to the hotel. So I must have walked for about an hour or so. I passed through many restaurants. I was looking at the menu card. I was hungry. I was looking at that, but I was not going in. Somehow I was resisting from going in and having my dinner. So it must have been about 6:30 when I said, okay, I think I'll pick up a wrap, go back to the hotel, make a cup of tea and have my dinner. So I started looking for a cafeteria or something, which I could not find. So I was quite tired because I must have walked about 1.5, 2 hours. And it had been a long day. So I decided to go back. And I said, whatever comes on my way, I'll just have my dinner and go back. So I put on the Google map, so I get the shortest route. And it shows me the way that I should be walking. I must have gone about 200, 300 meters when I see this cafe where it says wraps and sandwiches. So I said, wow, I go in. And I find these two boys. They are speaking in Punjabi. So they are from back home. And I tell them, can you just make a wrap and give it to me? So while I'm sitting there, it would have been about 6:30 in the evening. So the time in India would have been 11. And that day, it was Ashtami, that is the days of the goddess Parvati that we have. And in Ashtami, just to explain to you a little bit, it is the 8th day. And we offer food to God. And there's a particular, what we make some puris, we make some halwa, which is a sweet, and some chickpeas, and we offer it to him, to the goddess also. They're the same, Shiv Shakti, like we say. So my houseboy, while I'm sitting there waiting for my food to be prepared, I get the message from him, I open it, and he sent me a shot of the plate where he's offered food to in front of Guruji. And I tell Guruji, please accept it. And then I tell him, I said, I'm so far away. I'm just going to eat a wrap. So this was my thought with him. And after that moment, the boys tell me, Aunty, your food has been packed. I take it from them. And the moment I'm going to leave, one of the boys tells me, Aunty, just wait. So he goes in behind the counter. And I'm thinking in my mind, what is he going to get? Maybe some pickle, or maybe he'll give me some French fries, which generally, and as add-on, sometimes you get. So he gives me this thermocol box and he says, this is for you. So when I open it, I was in tears. What I see over there is the same prasad which I had offered Guruji here in Delhi, which was put before him. The same prasad is in that box. The puri prasad, the halwa prasad, the chana prasad. And he's telling me, he says, Aunty, just 5 or 10 minutes before you came, his friend came and he left this prasad. Now, it might sound something very simple, but it is not. I mean, where in New Zealand, you're miles and miles away from your home. You reach a point where you didn't even know it existed. It existed. And here you're telling Guruji, Guruji, I don't have the prasad which has been offered to you. And the timing is his for everything. He makes everything manifest. My blessings were there. He made me walk there. Because on the way, when I was to leave the place and I put on the Google map, it took me totally in the opposite direction. So that is his grace completely. Thank you, Guruji. Far away, away from home, he sees that you get your blessings. So like I mentioned to you earlier, Guruji said, I give you life first, then I give you health, and then whatever you want. So I'll share his blessings about 5 months back, where he gave me new life. Today I'm sitting sharing his blessings because this life is his. It's anyways his. I was traveling, and this is again his grace, that after he had healed me, he makes me travel a lot. I think every month or second month, I'm somewhere or the other. And I do it very easily with his grace. I meet a lot of Sangat all over the world, connect to them. And it is so beautiful that you're meeting, the same Sangat, like we say that we are all together. Guruji said, कि मैं अपना, I'm saying this in Hindi, I'll explain to you, मैं अपना शिव परिवार इकट्ठा कर रहा हूं. So he is Shiv, the Lord of the universe, and he's putting his family together who are connected. So we meet them all over the world, and it is beautiful. And he had told a Sangat very recently, the message she got from Guruji, that now I am in air. That means water has its limitations, land has its limitations, but air has no limitations. That is why today, all over the world, he's taking everyone in his grace. So I was traveling and I was to come back after 3 days. And one of our Sangat friends here in Gurgaon, that is very close to Delhi, was going to do a Thanksgiving Satsang, we say Shukrana, to Guruji. And she was going to have it on a large scale where there were going to be 400 people, Sangat, coming in for his blessings. So she had made a list for people who would do seva, that is You help with the distribution of food and you're looking after everyone over there. So I just told Guruji in my mind, I said, I hope I get to stand near your, in the darbar where you are sitting, so that I could be there near you and taking care of whatever has to be taken care right there. The next day I get a message that your seva is right there in the darbar. So thank you, Guruji, for that. And he knows, maybe this thought was put by him. I'm sure it was put by him. And it was, and she agreed to that. This thought was also given to her by Guruji. So when the satsang was there, I was there at the darbar, standing next to him with my hands folded. Now we know that Guruji is sitting there on his seat when there is a satsang because he said so. And you can actually feel his presence. There is so much vibrations. And that day I could really feel his presence. And I was sweating like anything because there is the energy that you get sometimes is so much that your body is not able to handle it. And I could really feel his presence, the energy. And I started sweating profusely. I was feeling very hot. And generally, the shabads that we play is for about 2 hours. So 1.5 hours had lapsed. And there was another half an hour left for the Shabad Bani to go through. So I just looked at Guruji and I told him, I said, Guruji, give me the strength to hold on for another half an hour to be with you. But it was that moment that I told him. He tells me, go from here. Because I think that was the amount I had to be standing there, which we understand later that everything is his planning. So when he said that, I knew I should leave from there. So I just pointed out to somebody to take over where I was standing. And I go and sit at one of the chairs at the back where I see it's empty. And suddenly from hot flushes, I started getting cold flushes and I started getting cold. My hands, my feet, everything started getting cold. And I suddenly went blind. I could not see anything. I could not see the people sitting there. There must have been about 400, 500 people. I didn't know who was sitting next to me, in front of me. Like it was pitch dark for me. It's only when I would look where Guruji was sitting, I could see some light over there. And then maybe after 5 minutes or so, I don't know where I was because I don't think I was even there. Whether I was alive, I was dead, I have no idea. Lighted lamps. And that was going on. So I had missed that 15, 20 minutes of the Shabad Bani and the mantra jap that we have, the meditation jap that we do for Guruji, with Guruji. And when that finished, I saw a figure, I felt a figure passing by. And I just said, can I have some chai prasad? Chai prasad is tea, which is again very blessed. And Guruji blesses us with, there are so many blessings in that. And I think even that thought that I should ask for a chai prasad was given by him because it was brought to me and I started drinking it. And I just didn't know what to do because I felt I was totally sinking. I heard a voice which sounded very familiar. So I just asked that, is that you? She said, yes. And she came to me. She said, what has happened? I said, I don't know. I'm totally cold. She immediately called a couple of other Sangat from there. And there was a doctor. Luckily, they had their stethoscope with the blood pressure machine with them. So my blood pressure at that moment was 50/60. It had totally fallen. And they said she needs to be rushed to the emergency. They put me in the car to take me to the emergency to the hospital. Now, just to share with you that before leaving, I had finished my chai prasad. That is, Guruji has said that all prasad is your medicine. When we were on the way to the hospital, it took about 20 minutes to reach there. And in that duration, gradually I started seeing some light, blurred figures. And believe me, by the time I reached the hospital, I was feeling very normal. The doctors took me into the emergency, did my took my blood pressure, did my ECG, took my saturation. Everything had come back to normal. I mean, who can do this? Suddenly you are nowhere. You're down, whether you're there also or not. And in 20 minutes after that one chai prasad that I had, he brings me back to normal. He gives me that new life. So it is all his planning, all his doing. There's a lot of gratitude for everything he does for us. He gives us new life, he gives us health, and then he gives us whatever is needed in our life. And he micromanages each person's life. Guruji shows you a lot of things, Sangaji. He teaches you a lot. And the most important thing which we learn is when we come into his fold, or even otherwise, there are certain norms that we should follow when we are sitting with him, when we are sitting in a group and meditating. And that is to be in silence, not to keep our phones with us, not to talk to each other. Because if we are distracted that way, we will never be able to, our soul will never be able to connect to him. And once he showed me, he came into my dreams and he showed me that we're having a satsang in my place. And when we have actually used the lamps for the praises, it is taken around. And he shows that the moment that has happened, everybody is talking to each other, as though everything is over now and they're moving here and there. And the lit lamp just, is no longer lit. And I light it again. And I see Guruji Maharaj in the light of the lamp. And I see him sliding out and he's performing puja. So basically what he showed was that he is there when there is a satsang. And because we are not in the line of what he has taught us to be, we are disrespecting those beautiful moments where his blessings are coming to us. We are just chatting and moving around. So he shows us what we should be following. Otherwise, there's no point being where we are. So a lot of thank you to Guruji for making us learn so much and making us understand so much. Like Guruji said, in one of the dreams again, he gives a lot of dream darshans. And I think this is his grace. He showed me that he's driving a big truck. And all of us sitting at the back, and he's trying to control it because it's swimming to the left, to the right. And he turns around and he says, increase your part, that is, increase your prayers duration. Because scientifically also it has been proven that the earth is moving faster. And to be in rhythm with that, to keep our lives aligned with that, we need to increase our spiritual journey. And that is what will keep us sane. Otherwise, there's a lot that we'll be losing out in life, whether it is health, whether it is lives. Guruji loves his followers. There is so much love that he offers each one of us, and he shows it so many times. I remember another dream that he gave me, that he's walking into the house and he's sitting on the sofa and he's surrounded by his followers, his Sangha. and he's chatting with them and he's so happy. So it's not only that we need him, he also needs us. So it is a both-way connection. So it has been a wonderful journey being with Guruji under his Sharan, where he changes us completely. And like he said, if you can't do good for somebody, don't do bad. These are a few things which he wanted us to follow. He said, follow ABC. That means don't abuse anybody, don't blame anybody, don't criticize anybody, don't judge anybody. Because I learned this over the period of time, that when we point a finger at someone, we're actually pointing our finger at his creation, because we are all his creations. So we are actually pointing our finger at him. So if there is something which you do not like about someone, but that is your journey. You don't have, that is, your journey. You don't have to point out to anything. Accept it or reject it. So with that, I will close my satsang for today. A lot of gratitude to Guruji. May he bless everybody, like we say, Sarbat ka bhala kare. To keep us in his grace, may we follow your path and be those good human beings that you want us to be. We will falter being humans. Forgive us and show us the way. Bring us back to that path. Thank you, Guruji. Shukrana, Guruji. Thank you, everyone. Jai Guruji.